everyone, welcome back to a Managersim special. It's the time of the recording here is now July 2022. It's been a good 6 or so months, even 7 months actually, since the last update of the Managersim game, the Phoenix server. And this is just a quick video of telling you what's been going on during those 7 months since the last update. And just to tell you what's going around the leagues, who's still here, who's gone, who's left, which human managers are not here anymore, and basically how I'm doing as well in the game as well. And as always, I've been doing these Managersim specials for many years, and all my Managersim specials are still available on my YouTube channel, so if you ever get the chance to go and have a look at them, see what the game was like before all these major changes that happened early this year in January 2022 around Christmas time. And yeah, please go and see them because they are still very popular. I remember having a lot of fun doing the beginner series and also becoming member of Ellsborg in Sweden, becoming manager there with a lot of other people being human managers as well. It's all good memories. So this is just to give you all those people who are not in the Phoenix server, which is mostly for patrons. Patrons is still going on for Managersim. You can be a patron if you want. It's completely up to you. If you do, then you get certain little things in the game that you can do that non-patrons can do. Basically, you can purchase players that are members of other human sides. I think if you're a non-patron, you can't do that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But this is just an update of what's been going on in 7 months real time, or if you can see the date up there, if I just move my mouse over there, you can probably see it. It's September the 9th, 2034. So basically, game-wise, it's been nearly 3 years game-wise of time, even longer probably. I think the time we did the last update back in January was 2032 or 2031. You can always go back and find out for me. Just to give you an update of what's been going on in the game. Since January 2022, there's been no major changes to the game, no major updates that I know of. I'm sure Burnham's doing something, but there's been no major changes. One of the, I guess, notable smaller changes is that there is now a Managersim Discord group. So if I'm just going to quickly go over there for you. So if you just bear a second, there it is, Managersim. This is if you're not on Discord, then please come and join us here in the Managersim.net Discord group. If you need an invite, then please let me know here. This is the main talking point. This replaces the forums basically that were in the game that were not being used that often, to be honest. I did use them a few times, but all general updates are now posted in here. So if you ever want to join us, then please do. So we've got the news section here, we've got the general system here. You can see it's still pretty new because a lot of these things have not been actually put into place yet. I think the game originated in, there you go, Burnham actually put the Discord group back in February 2020, but no one started using it until May 2022. So we got all the challenge game worlds here, that the general game world stuff here. So there's been some sort of a notification by some people about what's been going on in the game and stuff like that, and changes that need to be made or will ever be made. And then you've got transfer chat, which has never been used, and then you've got content creators down here. So obviously when I post my this video, it will be posted on here as the link, and also in the Managersim group during the in the Facebook group as well. So we go back to the game itself. So I just got to find the game. Here we go. So it's now December 2034. So I've still got 2 teams because I still do occasional specials. So I'll need my second team. And when you joined me last, I was actually at Nice in France. Things have changed since then. I left Nice after they got promoted to the top league, and I moved over to Sampdoria. I wasn't there for long. I was only there for a month. I then went over to Turkey. This account is used for just checking to see what other countries are like. Fenerbahce in Turkey, didn't stay that long. PSV in Holland, and I went to Lillestrøm. Went back to Norway to see what they were like. I was only there for about 3-4 months again. This was due to many reasons because of the limited players I could bring in and the lack of youth players I've got. At every team I went to, there was no youth team, and the lack of youth players that were coming in just could not replace those players that were leaving. And this is due to the non-existent, I have to say now, the transfer market. The transfer list is really there just to look pretty. There's occasional players on sale. We'll go through all this in a minute. It's just non-existent in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. And then I went to Dilia. I went back to Georgia after the fun I had with Dynamo Tbilisi many seasons ago, and I went to Delia back up the league. So you can see here, this is a very good little league to go to in Georgia if you ever want to start, because it's a 10-team league, but places from 7th onwards up to the right to the top, you can actually go in Europe and go into the European campaigns. This is due to previous managers at Dynamo Tbilisi, not me, but previous more successful managers at Tbilisi winning a lot, like if we can find who it is, Felipe Gatto, that's it. You can see here he transformed. They didn't become many champions for many years though, but Felipe and plus other, I think there was another manager there, but I haven't got time to really find who it is, took the Georgian sides up into doing very well in Europe, and that made the Georgian UEFA status a lot higher, and so they got all these places. But anyway, I'm at Schalke 04. If anyone knows, everyone can tell me what 04 in Schalke actually means, then please let me know. I can probably look it on Wiki. I'm in Schalke in Germany in League 2, basically to check a couple of formations and see if they work. I'm also thinking about moving from Schalke eventually, because I'm waiting for my level to go back up to level 6. Again, the hit of going to all these other clubs is that your level rating takes a hit, and so when you join a new club, then you will lose ratings basically. Hence why my Mark Donny account, even though it's been here since day one, it's only got to level 5, while my main account, the Lord Donut account, is up to level 18, because I've stayed at Harmony now for nearly 10 years. So it does bear that in mind if you ever want to think about your levels and stuff, which, to be honest, doesn't mean much at all. Like many things in this game, doesn't mean much at all nowadays. So I'm at Schalke 04 and just trying to get this German side up to the top league. Germany is not very populated human managers. You can see that now in the game that sadly a lot of human managers have now left, and they've been replaced by, I guess you call them, human clones. These are basically managers that Burnham's put into the system to make the leagues more competitive, who are humans in probably name only. So, and you can see if they're a human clone because they don't do any transfers activities. But this also could be due to the transfer market being dead as well. But anyway, as we're in Germany, we start in Germany, and you can see that there's only 3 human managers in Germany. There's me, and then the top 2, Dortmund and Hamburger SV, who are both human managers. So Borussia, Paul Gascoigne, not the Paul Gascoigne, he's been at Borussia Dortmund since 2031, so he's been here for nearly 3-4 years. He's been at Marseille. He's been quite consistently at one club for long periods of time. He's been at Dortmund for 3 years, and then before that he was at Marseille in France. And then we've got Hamburger SV with Joao Matos. He's been here for a long time, and he's been at Hamburger since 2026. So he's been here for at least 8-9 years. So we have got a lot of managers who stay at one club, which I know Burnham was trying to start, but it's not working, obviously, because a lot of people just seem settled, like me at Harnby. Fair play. I'm very settled at Harnby because they've probably got one of the best youth policy teams. So I'm going to go into probably the most populated league and probably the most competitive league, which is England. As you can see there, we've got 10 human managers all in England, and there's a good chase. It's always between, at the moment it seems, Liverpool and Middlesbrough. It's good to see Middlesbrough. Paul I forgot what it's called, the Game Master, whatever. He's been at Middlesbrough since day one. He's at a one-man club. He's been in Middlesbrough since 2018, so he's been in with them for nearly 16 seasons. So fair play to him. He must be a really strong Middlesbrough supporter. Liverpool are currently top of the table, just by 1 point over Middlesbrough. Their manager Niels, who came over from Utrecht, very good manager. Liverpool before that were managed by Burnham himself, and Burnham, of course, took Liverpool up to the top. Uh, it seems every club he goes, there you go, he took them up to top. He only stayed there for one season, but took them to the top of the league. I guess only to prove a point. Every side that Burnham's gone to, they do really well. He's up in Portugal at the moment, Porto, and it's no surprise really they're top of the table by 6 points. Burnham has brought the game back from the death. That's good. So we always will thank him for that. He knows the game very well. He knows what players to get and what to do. And there's a lot of managers who do that, and that's why they're successful. He does it one way. I do it a different way. Obviously, he's more successful than me, so he probably does it the right way. But there's no right or wrong way in this game. If you're more successful in the game, then fair play to you. I just go in for fun, and if I get a cup victory or something, it's a shock to me, which is a nice shock to me. I don't always get into the Champions League. I don't always do well in Champions League. My Harnaby side did get into Group 2, the group second stage of the Champions League one year, which was a bit of a shock, which was nice to see. Okay, other things about the game. The money problem is still here. A lot of the clubs are still raking in too much money, and because of that, you get the investors, shareholders. That's still here. Also, what's still here is the limited deals you can have per season. Again, the higher level requirement you are, the more deals you can make per season, but that depends. For instance, if I had 1 year where I bought about 14 players, then I would not be able to buy any more players for another year. As you can see here in my Schalke save, I've got 6 more deals. I can make 6 more deals, which is good. Even my Harnaby side, I can make 7 more deals on there. So why you're saying to me, okay, Mark, why don't you make more deals? The simple reason is the transfer market. The transfer market has died, I think. If we go back to even this very well attended, humanly attended league here in England with 10 human managers in the top league, and you got one in the Championship and one in the League One. That's still 12 human managers in one league, which is the most populated league out of on this server. Then yes, it's just a shame that the transfer list has actually died. So this is what the transfer list currently looks like. As you can see, it's mostly loanies, loan signings. So it's really a loan list, not a transfer list. You got the odd transfer list, which is good. I always wondered why it does not kick in the pricing from highest to lowest anymore. You can see some odd transfer values here down the list here. So you can still find that right player, but you just have to really find them. I think the most busiest time of the transfer market is during the pre-season, during the free transfers. But then you've only got a limited amount of transfers that you can actually make. So to me, the transfer list is pretty pointless now due to the limited deals, and also mostly on the transfer list now is loanies. And as you can see here, if I can actually just change this to transfer listed players, and remember, this is the league, top league, where there's 10 human managers here, and you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12, 15, 18, 20 players transferred, and that's ridiculously low, I think. If you look at all the engine, there's a good 40, 50 maybe in total. I guess that's the way the game is nowadays. I think the game's been killed off transfer wise is because of the limited deals each club could make, and that's because the clubs were that was done because managers were buying players cheaply, and then 3 months later they were selling them for tons of money. And also Burnham was trying to cut down the money, which I don't know if it's worked. For me, my money is actually building up because I just can't spend it to buy any players, because I either have limited deals or there's just not any decent players out there. I think that's the main reason. So I think the same goes with all the other leagues, but remember, England is the league where most human players are playing in, with the exception with, I think Portugal maybe a close second. Um, so yeah, that's what I think the major problem is. So anyway, let's do a quick look around these because I know those who are watching this, thank you for watching this by the way, do like to see what's going on. So Blackburn Rovers currently third under Andrew. Andrew again has been with Blackburn for such a long time. Fritz, the well-known, very, very successful manager, he's over at Wigan. A bit more of a challenge for Fritz. He hasn't become champions with them, but he's still doing plenty of transfers. And then we got Chelsea, uh, who's been a manager for 4 years. Okay, don't really heard of him that much. Sorry, Bernardo. Then Mike Turner's still here at Man United again, a one-man club, massive capacity club. He's not having his own way in Man United much longer for the last couple of seasons. They did win it in 2029, but since then they've been runners up and seems to be like in position 6 a lot because he's been 6th the last 3 years. So let's quickly go into France. In France, this is where a lot of managers, where it's taken a hit. This used to be quite well populated. As you can see, there's only 2 human managers in the top league and 1 human manager in League 2, and that's it. So there's only 3 human managers in France now. The Saint Etienne, Marseille, Nimes, the famous Nimes side, Marseille, Lyon, they all used to have human managers, but all those managers have been and gone. The big one that, of course, went was the manager called Teddy Bear. He was at Nimes for many, many, many years. He resigned, and he's actually left the game. He last was in the game about 3 weeks ago, so it looks like Teddy Bear has finally was. He said he was going to leave, has finally left, and he was at Nimes since 2018, and it took them to be one of the most successful clubs in the game history. And of course, as soon as he left, everyone started buying their players, as patrons can do. They can just buy players on the cheap, and the Nimes side now is a fraction of the side they used to be. They're still pretty strong, but they've only got 24 players now, and not as good as they used to be. They've still got some really good players in this side though, but yeah, I was thinking when I was going to leave Schalke that I might come to France and take one of these big clubs. I just need to get to level 6. It's nice to see PSG actually up there. I've got very fond memories of PSG in a different life on Managersim. So we've got 2 human managers at Nantes and Greencamp. Greencamp were a club that came from the bottom up to the top under a different manager. I can't remember who the manager was. I think it was... I can't remember the managers, but I know one certain manager took them all the way up to top of the leagues. Italy's always been consistently. Italy's actually got 5 human managers, actually a few more than I thought it has, and 6 down at Sampdoria. But that boss always seems to struggle at Sampdoria. Inter Milan, Internazionale Alan Yip. He's been at Inter Milan for many years. He was the former Saint Etienne manager, so he took Saint Etienne to Championship glory, and Saint Etienne even beat Nimes in a lot of things. So he then moved over to Inter Milan, and he's definitely another manager who knows what players to get because he always seems to be very successful where he goes. And they've got a very good team. A lot of older players on his side actually. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he'd be thinking of leaving. He's got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 7, 8, 9. He's got 10 players over 30 years old. And in this game, when a player goes over 30 years old, their main stats and value especially does drop violently. So that'd be interesting. He's got a couple of 29-year-olds as well, so it'd be interesting to hear from Alan, unless it's an alias account, of course, because we still get those, what he's going to do, because his Inter Milan side are definitely getting old. Napoli are currently second, so these 2 sides are way ahead of the others. Arturo, who's been at Napoli, looks like he's been at Napoli actually since 2025, so another person who's been around for a long time, and he's had good success for Napoli. And then we've got Milan, currently third. Thiago, very great guy. He's been in Managersim as long as I have, and you can see he's a one-man side. He was at PSG for 3 days, and then he went to Milan and has stayed in Milan for 16 seasons. So they're currently third, and then we've got a couple of other Spanish sides there. To Spain. Spain has got 5 human managers actually, so again another pretty okay. 5 in the top division and 3 in the second division. So actually, that's 8 human managers. So they're second after England. England's got 12, I think, and Spain's got 8. Um, Valencia are the top dogs, and they've been the top dogs for a while under Glenn Durrant, um, who's a very successful manager. Mostly he in Crusaders in Ireland, and also Grasshopper. But he went back to Crusaders as well. But he's been in Valencia since 2013, so he's only been there for a little short time. But he's already done very well. League champions, I think. Glenn or whoever's looking after the account knows the system very well, know what players to get, and they've got quite a young side as well actually. So they'll be around for quite a while, I think. Then we've got Deportivo Alavés, who are having probably one of their best seasons. Yes, they are. So this guy, Jermaine's doing very well with them. They're currently second. Atletico Club, and then Barcelona back in fourth under Dave Oliver. Again, another manager who's been around for a very long time. And he's been at Barcelona since 2028, so well done, Dave. I'm guessing you want a better season though. Real Madrid are still in this division at 7th, and then we've got a couple of other sides as well. So we'll quickly go over to Germany. Oh, we've done Germany, sorry. Portugal. This is where Burnham is, and they've got 8 human managers, so they're joint second with Spain, amount of human managers in one country. Burnham's at Porto, and obviously they're winning. I won't say anything more. They got a good fight between Ballerinas, Jose, and Benfica, who were the side that were winning everything before Burnham turned up under Jose. Jose, I think, has been at Benfica for a long time. Yeah, he's another one who's been around he's a one-man club. So it's quite obvious to see how many managers have been just with one club in this game. There's quite a few of them. I'm sure, and Benfica were well known for buying players cheaply and selling them for profit. So I'm guessing he's got tons of money in Benfica. Even more so now that we can't actually buy players, or we can buy players, but we only had limited players that we can buy, and also that the transfer market's dead. So what other countries have left got to see in this game? Turkey, 2 human managers still, so it's good to see Turkey is still around. Unsun, he's been with Galatasaray since 2018. Another guy who's been around there since the dawn of time. So he's been around there for 16 seasons. And then I can never pronounce this side, so I just say, look at that side, it's great. If you can pronounce it, you can pronounce it. And he's been with them for 16 years, 16 seasons. So these two have been in Turkey since day one, which is great to see. That they're in Turkey as well, and hopefully they're having a lot of success. If any of you guys are actually watching this, please let me know how you're getting on. It's always nice to catch up on people, and also let me know in the Discord group. And the last country I'm going to look at, because I'm not going to spend time looking at going to these other countries, seeing if I can find any human managers, is that I know there's 2 human managers, in 3, in Sweden, where my main account is. I'm currently the Hammarby boss. Under the Lord Donut disguise. This is my Harnaby side. It's the main reason I went back to Sweden is that the youth player system in Sweden is very good. We do guarantee get quite a decent amount of youth players. Not all the time though. It's still quite random, but for instance, I can tell you that Lagerhoff, for instance, is a former youth player. Alanda is a former youth player, and you can see he's worth winning. I've been getting bids from Spanish, English sides for 100 million for these players, and I've said no, because I won't be able to get any good substitute player for that amount, because there's just no one out there. So I'd rather keep them, and I'm not short of money at Harnaby. I've got over 100 million in the bank, so yeah, it's no point in me selling them. Other players that are still, like Firelander here, he's one of my own. Apple is one of my own players. So I've actually invested a lot of own players here. Waldenstadt is one of my own players. Bonderson is one of my own players. You can see there's a lot of my own home players here. Edberg I bought, but he's Swedish. The other Edberg, where's the other Edberg? There he is. That's the one I was going to look at. He's one of my own players. You can see there's a lot of my own players that I've got here that I decided to keep, and I've got pretty decent amount of youths that are going to be coming up and get promoted. Like this guy here, he's going to be a gem. He's going to be my replacement for my 29-year-old midfield attack centre position. So Managersim, he's going to be my top player soon. And then here are my reserves, which are still pretty decent. And nearly all of these are my own players. So I've spent very little. I actually spent very little on investing in players. Sorry, my mic just cut out there, so I had to suddenly stop talking then. So, yeah. So there you go. That is the current state of the game. Obviously, we've got the rankings. If anyone pays attention to that, that's the current rankings at the moment. Alan Yip, and then you've got the level rankings as well, which if you want to pay close attention to that, that's good. Burnham's top. So there you go. Just put that on briefly if you want to have a quick look there. So overall, the game is still here. The game is still ticking over. We have now got a Discord group, so please come and join us and let us know what you think about the game. Since the last update, there's been what I can see, no major changes to the game. So the deal rules are still here. The investors, how much you have to invest, is still here. The stadium reducing, or in some cases, oh god, mine's been reduced even more. It was at 68,000, now it's 61,000. So that's due to maybe not being so successful. Oh, is this? This is Schalke, isn't it? This is not Hammarby. So eventually my Schalke stadium is going to be changed from 61,000 down to 20,000. That's a massive drop. That's probably going to be done next season, but by then I might be moving to a different club anyway. So there we go. That is the update here of Managersim in July 2022. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you want to bring to my attention, then please reply to this video or even come into our Discord group. Again, come and see what the Discord group is all about. I'm sure there's going to be questions you'd like to ask us. There's a few of us here. If you haven't joined, then Discord member is free. Come and join us, and yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you've enjoyed this Managersim special. Again, I don't do these every week anymore. There's no point. But it's good to show you what's going on in the game at the moment. My Schalke side currently third. Yeah, there we go. So this is Donut Donny, Mark saying goodbye, and I hope you're all well and have a good rest of the day. Bye bye.